What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today, with everything changing in the NFL, draft orders, etc., I think it's a good time to redo this first round mock draft. So, we've learned a lot of things about these teams. We've learned a lot about their weaknesses, their strengths, and all the above. And there's a lot more pointing towards which teams are good, which teams are bad. So, instead of the Rams having the first pick or the Jags having the first pick, it's totally different with the Jets. I mean, obviously, I think the Jets had like the seventh pick or something. Not sure. Doesn't really matter. However, things have changed, and the draft order actually is a little bit different than what we suspected. And I thought, since we're running out of more of the options for the 7 round mock draft, since I'm surprised we've already gotten through pretty much every team, that might as well do this. So, all you guys who are new, because usually these videos do bring in the most amount of new viewers, drop that like, comment, subscribe. Post content as often as possible, usually 3 to 4 times a week, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Obviously, midterms kind of fucked that up. But yeah, let's kick this off. Let's not hold you guys any longer because this is going to be a long video. So, with the first overall pick, the Jets, who I have been harping on for loving Sam Darnold, are here. And it is great to feel right. I make quite a few mistakes here and there, and it's nice to really get one home run hit. And I hated Sam Darnold since the moment I saw him at USC. Did not think he was going to be like a top talent. Did not think he was going to pan out. And he hasn't. I don't care what you Jets fans say, he hasn't. It's just embarrassing. Now, that being said, is it their biggest need? Probably not. However, when you have the first overall pick and you have all of these choices, again, I'm going to be doing this like kind of hybrid, realistic versus what I would do, just because I don't want to give you what the hell everybody else is giving you, with like, oh, Trevor Lawrence is definitely going number one. Like, if you know me, obviously I have my own board, but that hasn't been updated in about a month or two. Damn, it's almost been 3 months since I updated that. But you guys already know I don't think Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in this class, so I'm not going to give you the stereotypical bullshit. Let's have some fun. We're not going to be doing trades in this one, but if you guys want a trades video, let me know. Let's kick off into it. Number one, Jets, when you are here at this position, and there is 3 high-level quarterbacks, I think 4, that are worth this pick, you got to go one. I mean, this is a legendary quarterback class. Hopefully it turns out to be that way. But I think Justin Fields is the best quarterback in the entire class here. I mean, watching him with anticipation, leading the offense, he's looked very good in every scheme he's been in, apart from the one time when he tried to do some bullshit on like a fake punt for Georgia. Let's not even talk about that. But obviously, Ohio State can hide a lot of the blemishes with a lot of quarterbacks, Dwayne Haskins. But Justin Fields has shown much, much more passing efficiency than any quarterback who's ever been through Ohio State. I mean, being able to watch him pass to Chris Olave on a comeback route. Chris Olave still had about 5 to 7 yards to run when Justin Fields released this, and he was doing a comeback. Obviously, for people who don't know football, it's when you're running pretty damn far. It's about, 15, 20 yards? So compared to him, it's like about a 40-yard throw, and then you're coming back probably like 2 or 3 yards, maybe 5. It just depends on the route. He threw it with about 5 to 7 yards before he turned around, and it was right on the money. Right on the money on the comeback. So, elite talent, Justin Fields, absolutely amazing. I'm really excited to see him develop, and I think Ohio State is playing this year now that the Big Ten is back. So, excited to see whether he actually continues or does not continue being the best quarterback in the entire league. Now, the Giants. I'm not going to go quarterback here. I think Danny Dimes is an excellent quarterback. He just has some problems to fix up, man. I really feel bad for him because you can see the talent pop off. He actually does have quite a bit of talent. But he does need some tackle help, but that's just because Solder opted out. So we're not going to go Penei Sewell, even though he's the second best player in the draft, in my opinion. Penei Sewell is an absolute beast. Now, what they need is weapons, but more importantly, they need defense. They need defense pretty badly. Gregory Rousseau, I'm not really fully on board with him being a top 2 pick. He's definitely a beast. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely a monster. I've watched him play a lot. I'm a U fan, but I'm definitely gonna be going Micah Parsons here. He's just the best all around defensive player in my opinion in this entire draft class. He just has everything. He can go for the run. He can go for the pass. He has some pretty good coverage skills. And I mean, he's a PFF stat stuffer as well. Up in the 90s for last year We'll see how he does this year if he's still playing. I'm not sure if he opted out or not. But Micah Parsons, absolute monster, definitely deserving of that pick. I think he's going to be a big hit. Being able to learn with, Alex Martinez? Or Blake Martinez? I'm not 100% sure. But Martinez there as a middle linebacker is definitely going to be key for Micah Parsons' growth. So hopefully he will be able to learn from him and be able to have a very good situation. Now, speaking of a good situation, the Redskins are like shit. We just lost our all-star number 1 tackle in the NFL. And now we can get the best tackle in the draft. Penei Sewell, this is an obvious choice. I mean, you guys can watch it on tape. I would honestly give him a quarterback here, but I mean, Penei Sewell is a generational talent. Generational. And we've seen some leaps and bounds from our good old boy, Dwayne Haskins. This is something that I think is a necessity. Penei Sewell, you will not find another tackle prospect like him. At all. At all. It's just, there's a whole new level to Penei Sewell. And he's an absolute beast. Super young, super talented. And trust me, if Penei Sewell went like here, I would be so happy picking up Trevor Lawrence. Without a doubt in my mind. But that's just not the way it falls. So, number 4. I mean, this is an interesting one because Ja'Marr Chase is worth the number 2 pick. I was thinking about taking him over Micah Parsons. However, the question is, Devontae Parker's not doing too horribly. And they do have Preston Williams. They have weapons there. And their pass rush is abysmal. Like, abysmal. Shaq Lawson got injured today, too. So, I feel bad for him. But it's bad. Gregory Rousseau would add... I mean, he'd be able to stay in Miami, too. But he'd be able to add some insane power to that defensive front. The question is, do you want the flashy pick in Ja'Marr, or do you want the better pick in Gregory Rousseau? And for me, I'd be looking at offensive line as well, but honestly, So for me, obviously, I think you guys as well, we think that we're down to these 2 picks. And Ja'Marr Chase is a generational talent, going to be one of the top 10 wide receivers projected in the NFL. I mean, he's a freak of nature. You don't really see wide receivers like that at all. And Gregory Rousseau is pretty damn solid. He's not generational talent. So for you guys, I'm going to be going generational talent here. Ja'Marr Chase, you just can't pass it up when there's shit like that going on. And yeah, Trevor Lawrence falls a little bit. It happens. I mean, we've seen some very good quarterbacks fall. Dwayne Haskins, for example, supposed to be number 6 pick, falls to 15. I don't think he's going to fall that far. Just heads up. Obviously, I'm doing this all on the fly, so we'll see what happens. But at number 5, we could be going Gregory Rousseau here. That would be a very solid pick. However, I don't think this is where we need to go. Patrick Surtain is an absolute animal. Now, it's him and Caleb Farley who are challenging for the top cornerback pick. Caleb Farley has insane ability. It's just been his health. I really think that if he's able to stay healthy, he's going to be able to have a better career than Patrick Surtain. That being said, Patrick Surtain is slightly worse, but exponentially healthier, and he also is just a very solid cornerback. So for me, I'm stuck in between these guys, and if I were the Bengals who get injured every single year, I'd be scared shitless, and I'd be going Patrick Surtain. It's just this team gets injured way too often, and Patrick Surtain is an absolute monster. You guys are not going to like that pick. I know. Line is definitely something they need, but there's not enough value at this point. Alex Leatherwood would have been the best option, but just for me, I really, really can't see there being a better option than just strengthening that cornerback core and continuing to develop this defense. Because Joe Burrow, you need to pick up these linemen in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounds that can turn into star linemen. You need to get the big hitters like Patrick Surtain, someone who can be in your team for 15 years, especially when you're getting the best corner versus a big drop-off from Penei Sewell. Like, you can get the top of the top with Patrick Surtain, and he's an excellent, excellent cornerback. Now, at number 6, Broncos. I don't think they need a tackle. I think it's a little bit BS on the recommendation right there. They could go quarterback. I don't think so. Drew Lock has shown that he's had potential. Somebody who could be interesting is Gregory Rousseau, but again, don't need edge either. Linebacker could be the way to go, though. It definitely is something that I could see happening. Dylan Moses will work amazingly in a Vic Fangio style defense. We saw Roquan Smith get drafted to the Bears when Vic Fangio was there. He definitely likes these guys, and I genuinely think that he could be the pick. That being said, what's the guy's name? Quessenberry? Lloyd Cushenberry. Why the hell did I say Quessenberry? I don't even know, guys. Lloyd Cushenberry has been pretty abysmal this year. I watch that franchise guy on YouTube. I guess a little bit shout out to him, and he's been like pretty much the only guy who's been like harping on how horrible he is, and he watches every single play because he's part of PFF, and I kind of listen to him. And a guy like Creed Humphrey, I mean, I roasted him a couple days ago in one of my videos because I saw him basically let Spencer Rattler get thrown to the wolves when he let someone bat his pass. Like an all-star center is able to realize when a defender, when a defensive tackle goes off to try to block a pass, you need to take him the fuck out because you have a shorter quarterback too. And that was just a low IQ play. But I mean, he's better than Lloyd Cushenberry. So it's between Dylan Moses and Creed Humphrey for me. And I don't think you guys are coming here to get Creed Humphrey at this pick. I really don't think he's worth his sixth pick. Dylan Moses, if healthy, is worth a top 5 pick. He's arguably better than Micah Parsons. So I'm going to be taking the upside with Dylan Moses because you're taking the upside with Drew Lock, upside with Dylan Moses. I think that's the best case scenario. Tank for Trevor's working. Jaguars. I mean, obviously, this is not what you guys are thinking is going to happen. Trevor Lawrence is probably going to be going number 1 in the draft. It's a very good certainty. However, in this draft, Trevor Lawrence falls. Trevor does indeed go to the Jaguars. The Minshew project is over. Now, number 8, I am not picking a quarterback for the good old Carolina Panthers. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, I just saw him play against Arizona. He looks like a genuinely solid quarterback, and you do not want, what is this, sloppy thirds? Yeah, you get Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence taken. You don't want the third best quarterback. Like, who the hell wants that? When you're at number 8, you want to get a top player. And somebody they could get is Gregory Rousseau, but their edge, I mean, like, I feel so bad. Gregory Rousseau should be taken top 10 easy, but this is just the way that's falling. In wide receivers, I underestimated how good Robbie Anderson is. I thought he was damn good. I didn't think he was that good. But somebody who is falling is Caleb Farley. I think Caleb Farley is a top 5 talent. Caleb Farley is generational if he stays healthy. He is that good. Like, he is the next, he's the next lockdown corner. I don't even know who the hell to compare him to. Champ Bailey? I mean, that would have been funny if he went to the Broncos, but Caleb Farley deserves to be a top 5 pick. Again, I was thinking about taking him at 5. Imagine adding him to Dante Jackson. That would be unbelievable. Dante Jackson's an excellent corner as well. Now, look at this. For the Dolphins, being able to get Gregory Rousseau and good old Jamar Chase, that excellent first 2 picks, and that's definitely capitalizing on your value for the type of picks that you've gotten. So good job for the Dolphins. Number 10, the Falcons. This is an interesting one, but Matt Ryan's still playing at a very high level. I don't think Trey Lance is the guy here. I seriously don't. And the line, I mean, I'm pretty sure they still have Alex Mack. So we're not going to be going Creed Humphrey here. And they don't need weapons. It's a little bit unfortunate as my hair is becoming a bitch. Tight end could be the option here. Because Hayden Hurst, again, he's actually doing pretty well as well. There's not really too many holes on this team. Again, I don't understand, apart from injury, why the hell this team isn't kicking ass 24/7. Now, that being said, I've been kind of interested in this. Travis Etienne's a pretty good option. I don't really think this is not a very good safety class, as I pretty much have a burp stuck in my throat. Yes, I know. I don't think this is a good safety class at all. So I would get off that train. And edge, they've kind of voided. There's only one really good edge. I don't really think Quincy Roche is an absolute beast as well, but he's also a lot older, so I don't think he's worth this pick. Tight end could be a way that I'm going, or else it's a running back. And honestly, running back is the way to go. Travis Etienne is an absolute monster. You guys are not going to like this, but he's pretty much Alvin Kamara 2.0. And I'm sure you Falcons fans know what Alvin Kamara can do. And Travis Etienne, in my opinion, could be better. He has a higher ceiling. Travis Etienne is not a running back. He is a weapon. He is Christian McCaffrey. Oh, speaking of in the same freaking division, he's Christian McCaffrey 2.0 as well. Absolute animal, deserves this pick. I've been watching him, and I've tried to hate on him. I don't like Clemson at all. I hate Clemson, and I just keep watching this guy make play after play after play, and he looks like a stud. He's a track star. He can catch the ball. He can make people miss. It's beautiful. Now, Vikings. I don't know why they're saying they need wide receivers. I seriously don't, and they don't really need offensive line for that matter that much either. They're not doing too horribly. And they don't need tight end. They don't. I mean, they could use quarterback. Honestly, I would take a quarterback here, but we're gonna think about that. We're gonna think about that. Now, do they need corners? Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean, have you guys been watching them play? It's embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. And somebody who I'm very very fond of, and someone who can have a very big versatility role if they put him in the slot, is Shaun Wade. I think that he's definitely somebody who can become a star cornerback in the league. And I mean, as PFF says, you can never have too many corners. And we've seen the Vikings this year get lit up. The only other thing I could have thought of is maybe Marvin Wilson there, but they're getting Michael Pierce back. And I hope you guys don't hear my computer screaming. It's sitting on my freaking thunder thighs. It's gonna suck the air out. So I apologize in advance. But number 12, Chargers. We all know there's a billion problems with this team, with the offensive line, except the fact that, I mean, I'm pretty sure Try Turner's playing pretty well, and I think Wyatt Davis is going to be a great understudy. Honestly, it's a great one, but actually, I'm going to reverse that. Their left tackle situation is pretty hideous, and Alex Leatherwood has versatility at positions where he can play both guard and tackle. So I think that is going to be the best choice overall, because, I mean, if it ends up that they need him at tackle, great. He's a solid-ass tackle, first-round grade. If they need him at guard, he's a first-round grade guard. So, excellent versatility there. Now with the Lions, ooh, this is an interesting one. Because you have Kenny Golladay, absolute beast. But do you really have a good speedster? I don't think so. And a guy like Jalen Waddle would be kind of what this team needs. A little spark plug. I've hated a little bit on Jalen Waddle. And the more I watch him, the more he's just a big-ass playmaker. So I like him a lot. And Devontae Smith, I'm not a huge fan of his frame too much, and I could be contradicting myself with Jalen Waddle, but I think that Jalen Waddle did squeeze ahead of Devontae, in my opinion, and I think that's for a good reason. He's a spark plug. He's definitely someone that can get this team rolling, and I like him a lot. Now the Eagles, Trey Lance is falling, but I don't think he's falling. I seriously don't have him as a top 10 pick. I really think that, I mean, he threw his first interception against a shitty FBS team. And I mean, come on, guys, like call me your tits when it came to like 20, or it was like 42 touchdowns total to 0 picks. It's like, okay, I mean that's great, but give me a little bit more than that, right? Now, at 14, I mean, line should be becoming partially something that these guys should be looking at, right? You know, Wyatt Davis could be definitely a good choice there. They don't need tight ends. They don't need a quarterback. They just drafted one in the second round if they want to move on from Wentz. You know, they don't need wide receiver either. They have a solid wide receiver core. They just get injured all the damn time. If it weren't for injuries, this team would be great. You know, like seriously. And if Carson Wentz out, you guys had an ass wired together. So, I mean, I seriously don't know where to go with this. And if I'm going to go anywhere, it's probably going to be with Wyatt Davis. You have Dillard at left tackle. You're going to have right guard and right tackle taken up. Your center's also taken up. So that left guard spot is a little bit of a question mark, in my opinion. Even though I believe the guy who's stepping in there right now is actually doing a pretty good job. I'm blanking on his name. However, being able to get Wyatt Davis, I mean, if you guys, I'm going to be taking him right now. If you guys watch the tape on, like, J.K. Dobbins, you'll see how wide open these holes are. Wyatt Davis is a huge part of that. Like, huge freaking part of that. Where's his other buddy? Josh Myers, the center. He's a great lineman. So, these guys are both excellent choices. And then Creed Humphrey as well. I mean, Creed Humphrey's doing a good job. But, again, Ohio State, watch that offensive line. They just open up holes left, right, and center. It's why I wasn't too high on J.K. It was why I was reserved on him. So, 15, I mean, these tight ends are falling. Like, these tight ends are excellent choices, too. So, I mean, there's not really... I mean, you can go Trey Lance here, but Derek Carr is a solid quarterback. You should not be going first round on Derek Carr. Devontae Smith could definitely be another spark plug. Add him with Henry Ruggs. That'd be kind of fun. But, I mean, Marvin Wilson's falling as well, and I think that'd be an excellent option here. You know, get a monster up that middle. And, again, there's plenty of problems with every team. I mean, this team, honestly, the Raiders, if you look at it, they're pretty solid everywhere. Everywhere. So I really like the Raiders a lot. They have a top line, top running back, on paper a top wide receiver core. You know, they're cooking with Crisco, boys. Now 16. Could this be where Trey Lance goes? I don't know. I think they might want to ride at Baker one more year and get some more talent. And if he sucks, oh well. If he's great, awesome. Like, I don't think this is where Trey Lance is drafted. I don't like it at all. Now, again, there's J.C. Treader there, so there's no need to get Creed Humphrey, but that would be quite interesting. That'd be quite an interesting move. Maybe kick Treader to guard or have Humphrey at guard, because you can have Oklahoma boys back together. I don't know. Maybe an interesting thread. Again, edge, I don't think, apart from Quincy Roche, that there's a good enough option here. And there's no real good guards at this point. And at this point, there's no good tackles either. I mean, there's good tackles. That's ludicrous of me to say. Like Jackson Carman. Where is the guy out of Clemson? Carmichael, right? Or Jackson Carman. He's over here. Honestly, we're gonna take. I mean, there's no reason to take a tackle either. Like, seriously, they don't need a tackle. They have both Wills and they have Conklin. So realistically, I have no idea what the fuck is going on here. However, Creed Humphrey could be moving in, and again, there's no reason for it. I just remembered. I'm pretty sure the guy like Teller or something like that. He's doing an excellent job, and there's no real reason to get a lineman. There really isn't a weakness on this team at all. Like, at all. And that is a little bit scary to me. Therefore, either we're going to get a linebacker, which, where's the freaking linebacker? Like, who the fuck wants to reach for that? Or we can get an edge player. And Quincy Roche, honestly, I've been talking a good amount about him. He's an absolute beast. You need to watch some Miami tape. He's an absolute freak of nature. He's great. This is where Trey Lance is going to go, guys. I'm a Bears fan as well. Trey Lance is a beast. Like, for this pick. Obviously, I'm not going to say he's a top. He's a first round. He's first round quality. I love that my notifications goes off right in the middle of a video. However, Trey Lance for this pick, excellent value. I think that he is top 15 player in the class with potential. I think people are overhyping him, saying he's top 10. I mean, you say, 10 to 15, that's not that much. It's a huge gap in value. Bears. I mean, if you take him and you're still, like, if you suck, then you're top of the draft next time too. Worst case scenario, that's what happens. Get your commander of that offense, because Nick Foles is not the answer. I'm going to be honest. Nick Foles is not the answer. And you could have went Creed Humphrey here, but I think Trey Lance is what you need. Trey Lance is what you need, not what you want. But he like getting the third quarterback at 17, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. That's exactly where you want to take a shot on a guy like Trey Lance. And I think that's an excellent choice. Now at 18, I mean, the Jags, you guys can take, like, Linder's there. That's the only problem. All these teams that like can go for offensive linemen, they already have offensive linemen, and they don't need speed on the outside. They have Chenault, they have Chark, they have guys, Keelan Cole as well. I don't think they need that, but they could use a tight end. And I don't think Pat Freiermuth is the best tight end in this class, and I don't think you guys think that either. I think Kyle Pitts is. I've been watching this guy, and honestly, I watch a lot of Pat Freiermuth as well. I love this is a great tight end class. Kyle Pitts is an absolute freak. Brevin Jordan's an absolute freak. And Pat Freiermuth is baby Gronk. And I think Kyle Pitts is just a weird generational style talent where he is pretty much a wide receiver who can slightly block. It's pretty solid. Like, I like him a lot. Now, at 19, the Colts, could they take Creed? I mean, I'm pretty sure their center is getting up there in age, but again, there's no real need for that. They could go some more speed on the outside with Devontae. They don't really need to. T.Y. isn't that old yet, and Michael Pittman provides some speed out there. They could go tight end, but Mo Alley Cox is doing a great job. I think this is where Tyson Campbell goes. Tyson Campbell has shown that he has a lot of talent, and he can pair up with Xavier Rhodes and Rocky Sin and Kenny Moore and provide a very good secondary. I think Kenny Moore, honestly, could move to safety. Or actually, no, I think Xavier Rhodes should honestly move to safety, and that would be an excellent choice. But Blackman's doing a good job there as well. And this team has very few holes. Guys, you guys should realize that. This team has very few holes. And me saying that they can go Tyson Campbell is basically saying it's a luxury pick. Tyson Campbell is an excellent option at that point. I used to have him as a second-round guy, but I've been watching him more. A secure tackler, good coverage guy. I don't really see too much of a fault with it. Now, Arizona. This is where you can go Creed Humphrey. I think that he can pair up with another Oklahoma guy. Worst case scenario, kick him to guard, but excellent center option. He's going to be able to fill in. He's just going to be able to be a solid captain of that team. And he knows Kyler Murray, and it will work very well in that system. I think that's great. Again, if you guys are getting mad at these guys falling, I'm not purposely making them fall. I'm going to be honest. I'm not purposely making anybody fall. It's just that's the way of the draft. Now, you know what would be interesting? Because Johnny Smith's there. They don't need Johnny Smith. And it turns out that Jeffrey Simmons is a beast like we all thought. What if Rondale Moore could add some speed into this wide receiver core and just become an absolute, like, destruction fest? You have Corey Davis, your big guy. You have A.J. Brown, your route runner. What if you bring in Rondale Moore as, like, your complete destructive speed threat? I think this team could be the most loaded weapons-wise in the entire NFL if they get Rondale Moore. I am scared of any team that gets Rondale Moore. This guy has potential to be the best wide receiver in the class, even above Jamar Chase. That's how good he is. So just keep your eye out on him. Just keep your eye out. This is a perfect spot for Devontae Smith to go, or Rashad Bateman. But Rashad Bateman's a little bit. I'm not too comfy with that one. We're gonna go Devontae Smith here. The Pats, we all know that they need weapons. They need it badly, and it's time to give them some. You know, like they need it. Let's not sugarcoat it anymore. Dallas, you have 4 corners on what? You guys have 4 corners on contract here, and you guys aren't doing too well either. So the question is, do you want to go Mukuamu or Paulson Adebo here? And Paulson Adebo's kept his name in the first round for 3 years now, and there's a reason for that. He's a very consistent guy, and I think that they need that. They need Paulson Adebo to come in and work with Trayvon Diggs and be able to kick some ass. It's time. I'm seeing the Cowboys get shredded every game. They need it badly. It's sad because Dak is having to come back every damn game because A, the offense isn't doing too much in the first half, but B, the defense is just letting people through left, right, and center, and they need some more corner help, and they need to save some cap too. Next, Bills. There really isn't too many holes on the Bills team either. You know, like what can you really say? You can go lineman, but there's not really too much pressure coming in. At this point, this is another luxury pick, guys. I'm going to go Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. I think he's worth far higher than that. So I'm going to be giving that to them. And of course, I screw over my own team, the Steelers. I just said I'm the Bears fan. I'm Bears and Steelers, if you guys are new to the channel. But Samuel Cosmi can add a new dimension to the offense. Steelers, we need some line help. And tackle isn't really that big of a need, surprisingly. You know, Filer's looking like an excellent option there. But we do have Villanueva on contract. And I think that means we need to pick up a tackle. And we are going to be reaching here for Daniel Faalele. 6'8", 400 pounds of absolute monstrosity going to the Steelers. You guys should just watch him. It's kind of scary to see a guy that large be able to play football that well. And this is the perfect place to learn. So now we're at the Saints. And what do the Saints need? Jared Cook's getting old. We could go Freiermuth here. But, can we continue bailing out Drew? Or should we go for a quarterback? And there's just nothing here. Honestly, this ranking is a little bit bullshit. I think Kyle Trask is going to be in the first round. And I think this is where he goes. Again, this is TDN's rankings. These are not myself. These aren't my own. Kyle Trask is looking like a first-round quarterback. And therefore, we're going to be going with him. I think that it's time, guys. I know you guys don't want to hear it, Saints fans, but it's time. It's scary to me because I was seeing vintage Drew Brees last year, and this year his arm. The problem is it's his actual physical strength, not his mental game. It's his physical strength that is deteriorating so fast. Christian Barmore's a beast as well, so we can also take him sometime. San Francisco. What do you guys need besides maybe corner? Corner's a good move, but there's not really any good corners. But I guess this team loves to reach for guys who are very solid. I think Israel Mukuamu could be an excellent option here. We're gonna go with him. This guy can sneak into the first, 6'4", and he's a pick machine, absolute pick machine. I don't think I need to introduce him. Anybody who knows college football knows Mukuamu is an absolute stud. He just has all the features that you want, and if he can learn behind Richard Sherman, 6'3", how to actually play very well, this guy could pretty much be Richard Sherman 2.0. Like, if Niners fans, you should be excited if that's the case. Next, this is interesting. Buccaneers. They don't need tight end. Again, Pat Freiermuth and Brevin Jordan are falling, and that's kind of scary to me. But do they really need anything? Like, they're super stacked everywhere. You got Leonard Fournette. You have Rojo. You have, one of the best wide receiver cores, but you don't really have you don't have the route runner apart from Chris Godwin, who I think is just more of a do-it-all guy. You don't have the big route runner. Like, you just have your big possession guy and you have your all-around type of dude. I think Rashad Bateman could be an excellent choice here. He'd fit in this offense very well as well. I mean, let's just check out the other wide receivers. And, yeah, honestly, Rashad Bateman, this is a luxury pick. We're going to go Rashad Bateman here because I think that Tom Brady doesn't want to also see Aaron Rodgers with another weapon. Speaking of, and the Packers now are no longer with an ability to pick up a first-round wide receiver. So you know what they should do? They should honestly go Pat Freiermuth. But if I'm going to be them, I want to go a guy who is a receiving threat. And Brevin Jordan is unstoppable. He is going to be an absolute beast. I know they got Aguara. They have guys there, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You need an absolute stud, and Brevin Jordan is that stud. He's going to be that receiving threat. Your running game's already great as it is. Brevin Jordan can learn how to run block a little bit better, but he is on another level. He's my tight end too. If you guys are wondering why Pat Freiermuth is still on the board, Pat Freiermuth is my tight end 3 now. He used to be my tight end 1, or tight end 2, but I slid him down below Brevin Jordan just because Brevin Jordan's on a new level this year. New level. He's improving every single year. He looks excellent. Now, this is where I can see Aiden Hutchinson going, or Kwity Paye. But I'm going to go Aiden Hutchinson here. He's been much more consistent throughout time. He's much more of a Baltimore type of player for me. Ravens type of player. I think this is where he needs to go. Absolute beast out of Michigan. I more have a second round grade on him, but he's pretty solid. I mean, reaching for the Ravens is definitely not something that they need to worry about. Now, for the Jets, they need everything. Literally everything. And the right side of their line's absolute shit. So I think a good place to go would be right here. Dylan Raduns. You know, just add some extra line help. You know, you have a stud in Mekhi Becton. And they also just stole the tackle from the Chiefs. So they're just cooking with Crisco here, guys. Now, Duvernay Tardif is going to be coming back. And I'm not really sure who the center is. Is it Mitchell Morse still? If it's Mitch Morris, that's kind of weird how old he is. But interior defensive lineman-wise, Christian Barmore would be an excellent option here. You know, he is going to be, like, I heard he is on the same level as Quinnen Williams in terms of PFF grade, and that's pretty scary. So, obviously, take a chance. You can get a monster stud next to Chris Jones. So, we'll go through, we'll see how these picks are. So, Jets, you guys get your quarterback of the future, finally, instead of Sam Darnold, and you get a starting tackle. That could solve 2 of your biggest problems, hands down. Giants, you get your defensive player of the year contender. Washington, Haskins has no more excuses. His line is shit this year. He has a little bit of an excuse. He has no more excuses. Dolphins, you guys hit a home run. You have 2 top 5 players in Rousseau and Chase. 2 generational style players, or potentially with Gregory Rousseau. Bengals, you're continuing to resolve all these huge holes on your team. Be able to lock down everybody, give the ball back to your offense, even if the line is a little bit battered up. Fix it in those like mid to late rounds, and be able to fix it in free agency. You're going to want Patrick Surtain to be your defensive captain. Broncos, perfect fit. Dylan Moses. And Jaguars, you got Trevor Lawrence. Don't they have a second pick? I don't know if they still have a second pick. Yeah, and then Kyle Pitts. I mean, their offense is going to be cooking with Crisco. There's no excuses anymore. Panthers, you have arguably the best corner duo in the NFL if you can do this. That's the potential here. And then Falcons, you finally fill in that running back spot. Gurley really ain't it. Vikings, you guys have a long ways to go. Chargers, same situation, but you're definitely fixing it one piece at a time, and that's great. Lions, again, filling in the holes. You know, Waddle is definitely both a value and a fill-in pick. Eagles, you need a lot of help. And Raiders, you don't need a lot of help, and you're just getting a great pick at this time. Browns, similar situation. Bears, God bless America. And then Colts, you're also just filling holes. You need a quarterback, but that's not the time to take one. Cardinals, yeah, I mean, you guys already know my opinion on the Cardinals. I love them. And then Titans, oh my God. New England Patriots, on the way. I mean, this is starting to become long-winded. Cowboys, you're rocking with a star corner here. No pun intended. Bills, I mean, you guys, and Steelers, you guys both are just filling in things that you can work on. You don't need to. And then Saints, big pick, but I really don't think it's a big pick. I think it's going to be just a normal pick that we understand when the draft comes. And Niners, you do what you do. You guys always draft very well. Buccaneers, like finishing off that core. There's no excuses anymore. Packers finally get some type of weapon. And then Ravens, do what you do. And then Chiefs, you get an excellent pick, per usual, at the end of the first. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the far side. Peace.